love bugs, it's Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my grown, extended, beautiful family, as always, thank you so much for the love and support. It is truly, truly appreciated. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And anybody who's going through to get to, because it's like these daggone, these spiritual transitions, baby, ain't no joke. They are bringing out the hidden gangster in you, or really trying to show you an OG. You know, whatever it is. It's like they always say that God don't put nothing on you can't handle. He must think you a real true badass, because boy, you are going through it. So I'm sending so much love, upliftment, peace, harmony, whatever you're trying to, you know, whatever you've been praying for privately that you're waiting for God to, you know, project out publicly. I'm sending that towards your way. Keep being persistent, consistent, and determined. Whatever it is you're going through, and whatever it is that just makes you, you know, very uncomfortable, use that as fuel to keep pushing, Anybody who's coming in for the various vibes, Decepticon ass energy, you know, I'm blocking that to anybody, including myself, towards the collective. Whatever you wishing out for somebody that is not sent by God, it will become ultimate your reality, except it'll be having weight towards it, just for you to learn how to heal and stop doing stuff like that. Anyways, the video that I'm doing today, any ill will towards anybody, you're using your tongue to go mute any minor spirits because you're nosy as hell and trying to sit up here and block other people's moves, go deaf, and your evil eye goes blind. The video I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101. Heyokas, be gentle with self. You're connecting with a part of yourself that was unexpected to me. It is, you know, a lot of times when we're moving by faith and not by sight, you know, a lot of times it's not easy for you to get lost in the sauce of the circumstances that surround you. And it was just like when you're actually making a bold decision on saying, you know, I don't like how life is. This life is not lifing with me right now. I'm trying to do all I can to become the best version of myself. But at the same time, where you're at right now is still loved. It's still comforted, still sheltered, you know, different things that you're going through, that it strengthens you. You know, it's breaking you away from old timelines, like you're, you know, jumping different timelines and stuff like that. It's just like, it is a very uncomfortable role that we're going in through. But this is like, you know, I'm giving you congratulations, because a lot of people don't have the gonads to go ahead and jump into this type of frequency and don't know what to expect. But this is something that's been guiding you towards that. You've been in a lot of you've been comfortable being in hermit mode. You know, a lot of times you know, people go crazy if they don't have people around them, or they feel like, you know, people are not accepting them, or, you know, they're trying to find a worth or whatever. And this is that you're in that prime of your life where, long as you become, you're becoming your own best friend. Because it'll be like, you know, universe like, hey, you've been getting a little bit too comfortable being on your own. Okay? This is the time to get out and show up and show out in your life. But these are the different things we had to initially go through, because a lot of times it can feel like punishment. You know, and it's just like people are just dropping out your life like roaches when the lights come on, or when somebody don't put that defogger out. You know, that when, you know, those bug bombs, whatever you want to call it, where just all of a sudden, you know, all roaches, water bugs, and everything just healed over and stuff like that in your life. It's because it's like this was a part of your old life that we had to experience this, we had to learn, we had to grow, we had to heal. Now it's time for you to really step up for yourself. You know, we can do the support for other people. Now it's time for us to have that same vibe within for ourselves. You know, because you start seeing a lot of different things like you weren't able to see before. Because a lot of times when we're in our emotions, it's hard for us to be able to really understand the subliminal that we're going through. Healing and going through changes and challenges is not easy. Whatever you have faced that got you on this journey, whatever it is, like if you haven't gone through any kind of trauma or any kind of abuse, in any kind of way, abuse, with the heavy on the A. And this is just at a pivotal moment where, okay, I learned, I love, I experienced, now I want more in my life. As soon as I said that spiritual hiccup, now it's just like you're trying to create that fruit. You want to be able to see the fruit of your labor, but this is the fruit you're creating within yourself. And this is going to be something like, how like different places they got the acres of where they got strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, apples, oranges, whatever. You're creating some kind of fruit. The first that came out with Adam and Eve, that got daggone red apple. Now it's just like something you're creating within oneself. This is not something anybody has tasted before. This is something that, it will feel familiar but yet foreign at the same time. You're having deja vu context. Is like when I see that, it reminds me of this new movie that came out, and I did not finish watching that shit because that mess was a total mind fuckery. What is it? Caddo Lake, CADDO or CDOOO, or just 2 O's or whatever, lake, whatever it was. But they were like jumping timelines, doing this, and I'm like, what the hell am I watching? It was like, wait a minute, can you dumb it down, not calm for me? What is going on? But it's just like, and I see that with a lot of people, subliminals is hidden in plain sight. If you really that person that you love movies, and it's just like anybody who knows me this is my favorite time of the year is Halloween. I'll be watching scary movies every daggone day, but it'll be certain ones that I'm drawn to be able to see, and it'll be just like, that hang tough for me. This is something that, I had to hear, like I told y'all about the movie Trap, with Josh Hartnett in it. I ain't never seen Josh play a role like that. That scared me. Just by seeing him like that. It was about a person that's OCD, probably got a little bit of ADHD, and he had neglect and abandonment issues. So, it's like when people start doing serial briller, it's like them getting back and whatever triggered them. It's like they can't, they don't have the gonads enough to go ahead and take that person out. There's one that caused all these problems for you to be a effed up person in the first place. You start going to anybody that you can envision in your mind about this person that you supposed to be, killing off, or, unaliving. This is entertainment purposes only. Different stuff like that. Where it really teaches you stuff. Is like, instead of you unleashing havoc on other people's lives, why don't you go to the source of where all these issues came from? And that's what you're doing within self. You're going to the source of where all this came from. And even though these different things did not start off with us, we're being that person that finishes off with this. And a lot of times you're trying to figure out, why did they pick me for this type of assignment? Because you hold some kind of light that's never been seen before. And that's how I feel about it. When I really look at different things and how I put myself in different aspects of what am I trying to learn? What is this that's trying to tell me the different things that I need to, put on? Watching The Crow. This the fact is, the way he was unleashing, like basically he's the spirit assassin. He's sitting up here whacking off everybody that caused pain to him. And it's just like, but it's at our choice to allow these different things that hinder us, and then a lot of times you can't. It's easy to say that when you're not going through something like that, because anybody who's seen the new Crow, I love the old one. I can't remember it, but it's hard for me to watch it when I know what happened to Brandon in that movie. But it's like, I love the new one because it showed how you making believers out of a lot of people, and you don't even realize that you're making a believer out of a lot of people, because there's so many people that are in their head like, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that, and it's like no shade thrown at them, but I said, I understand, that's why they didn't pick you. It's not like that's why they didn't pick you. They use this person that God and ancestors have chosen, even though there's other people who are chosen, but they chose to go the opposite direction, so it kind of like forfeited them, and now all these different things is unleashing in people's lives. You know, just like with Trap. He had this thing about his mom. Like, his mom really, you know, that was his monster in the closet. So, you know, if you look at a lot of different times where you got people that's unalive and folks and stuff like that, it's because of something in their, you know, their childhood. I get tired of hearing those things. You had head injuries. That's why they did it. I said, baby, if you already know how many times I got hit in my snot box, when I was little, I ain't running around here, you know, collecting bodies all over the place. You use that as an excuse. That was a choice that people wanted to do. And they take some kind of, you know, depraved pleasure out of doing stuff like that. But I don't want to hear nothing about them head injuries, because there's a lot of people running around here with head injuries and they ain't doing that mess, you know. But this is all about a person that I can say it's a person that you were at the beginning, before all the, you know, amnesia and the gifts shut down. Because it's like, when you're in spirit, hell, you can hold 1,000,000 gifts. You ain't gonna implode, you know, spontaneous combust, whatever, with that. But when you come in human form, you can't hold all those gifts like that all at one time. It's not, you know, it's not spiritually possible. Not the way these bodies are built up. You can't be able to do that. So you are, you know, integrating within source of your spiritual gifts. Like, a lot of your ancestors are passing down gifts to you. You may be seeing, you know, balloons or a cake, or even saying happy birthday. You know, I always wonder, why am I keep saying happy birthday? My birthday was May 19th. This is not my birthday anymore. But it's like you're going through a spiritual rebirth all the time. Every time you're jumping more, you're creating a whole new timeline for within yourself. That's why they're telling you, be gentle, be kind with yourself. You know, a lot of times we get angry because we don't know how to let stuff go that quick. And other things, it's like, I didn't have no problem with letting that go and stuff like that. Some different things, some scars roll deeper than other ones. Okay? And these are the ones, it's like, the ones that are deepest for you get so many beautiful rewards after that. It's like, I've been through this situation, and I overcome a lot of things that I was shook, that I would be able to overcome, that I never thought was possible, but within myself. But I took baby steps every day. Like, I used Christina Perry. A lot of her songs got me through a lot of stuff that I was going through, and especially it's like Arms, Words. I think it's Arms, Words, and Tiny Victories. You know, and she's talking about how, you know, she devoured herself. She didn't feel like she was enough, but every day that she don't hide away from herself. You know, the world needs to change its heart, you know, while you're healing your scars. You know, remind me of Lisa Claire. You know, it's like, you know, the world, you know, you're beautiful. There's hope waiting for you in the darkness. You know, you're having that into that moment where you even get emotional from things. It's like, wow, this is that thing that I really thought that was going to break me, but this is something that you're becoming, something that you know, that had to be in very, like, G15 classified. You know, this is something that was very covert. You had to be hidden from that for a while. And then you go through those different things, and you go through these obstacles, you creating challenges for yourself. What us as Heyokas do, we always create challenges and chaos in places that, you know, could have been simple. You could have just walked across the bridge. No, I like taking the long way, because there's so many different things along my journey. Is let me see what I never thought I would see, or I'm feeling different feelings that I never thought I would feel. I'm growing in ways that I never expect myself to be able to do. You know, I allowed myself, even when things had made me feel like I was constantly going through, you know, I made a million paces up, and it'll be that one vibration that made me feel like I did like 10 million paces back. You know, and it's not the fact that you failed. It was just something else that was needing to be projected towards you to understand the whole, you know, your whole situation in a whole different way. You have different vantage points now, you know, and you're starting to have visions that nobody else sees. You know, these are only specifically for you. And from what I'm hearing right now, whatever downloads you're getting, keep that to yourself. I don't know why, if anybody's watching this video and you get a strong chill, like all hairs just don't went back, there's thoughts that's coming in that has very creative attachments to it. But this is something it is really in all caps. And I'm not talking about capping is in line, but all caps. Keep that to yourself. These are different things that's going to create a whole new breed of abundance that has not been shown yet. Like, there's so many different abundant, things that comes in abundance. It always don't have to be materialistic, but this is spiritual, this is emotional, psychological, different things that you're learning on different levels that were very unexpected. And you're going through, even when you're going, you have that vibe like things are different. You're not in your emotions. A lot of times we have to get our emotions, because our emotions a lot of times will create confusion when there's not none. It can be a simple A-B, but, as our vibes go on and things get more intense, because it just seems like, damn, I don't catch a break. But you're in a pivotal moment of something very extraordinary about to take place into your life just for that. And it just seems like when this is your winning season, if this is your get back season, if this is your, paid in kind season, or you about to be overly abundantly blessed in every way possible. These are different things that you move. You don't know what God has for you, but you already know it has to be something meaningful, or you wouldn't be going through the circumstances you're going through. And it just feels like, when you thought you were catching up, when you're seeing, it's like, while I'm talking, I'm getting all these downloads. And it's like, it reminded me of dreams I used to have back in the day. And it really freaked me out when they brought that into a movie, where I had months and months of that situation. And watching Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one, when Nancy was trying to run up the stairs, trying to get away from Freddy. And it was like, the more she kept going, it's like her foot kept on going in that mud, and kept slowing her down. And that'll be just like anything. A lot of times we run from, unfamiliar. We run from unique. We run from rare. We run from priceless. Especially if you're not woke, all those things that I said that really creates a moment of a person, those are the different things you want to cling on to. But it's just, the fact is, where you even felt like you were rejected and devalued. When people can't afford you, and you're priceless. When people are used to mediocre, they will feel like everything is mediocre to them. Until they met you. You bring out something in people. You bring out something in people, and your growth will always bring out the worst in people. So already prepare yourself for that. When you are Heyoka and you stand in your truth and your power, it triggers a lot of things out of people. Sometimes it can be good, like, dag, that person helped me see within myself that I'm so powerful if I allowed myself to be able to sit in that energy, and not saying that in a condescending way or making you feel like you're above everybody else. No, that's not what we're talking about. But when you're standing in your truth, you ain't gonna worry about, what negative things is going on in your life. These are distractions. This is meant for that. You're seeing a lot of different things that's coming on, where I'm just like, what y'all trying to hide from us? What are you trying to hide from us? Because it made me think about this the other day. It was like, I was like, ooh, I'm so late. If you ever thought about something, like you saw something like 2 or 3 days later, it goes, aha. And I was watching this thing, I don't know if anybody's seen it, was on TikTok, where this woman was, like, I guess burying a tree, trying to make her own tree. I think it was like Japanese money tree or something like that. I forgot what it was. And all of a sudden, they found a rug buried 6 feet. I think it was like 6 to 8 feet down, long ways, into her, her backyard. And I'm like, man, you like bump people under the stairs. You got people in the backyard. What is it saying? Because even cadaver dogs came out there. And to me, and I say I ain't trying to start nothing, but to me, I feel like if these cadaver dogs came out there, and I guess it's like when they scent something with human fluid on it or whatever, they sniff it and they sit right there. Now, they went and got 2 different dogs from 2 different companies, and they made sure they were separate. They didn't follow the leader, basically. They're trying to see if they do the same thing. And all of a sudden, towards the end of it, people were saying that, it was just rubber around the rug. And I'm just like, Why do I feel like it's more than that? They just like, they trying to be hush-hush about that. Because I said, if cadaver dogs done went out there and you said they ain't nothing on that, and I mean, you got reporters, news team, people coming out to your house, and I mean, it was just like, because she put it on TikTok, and she was like, look, I'm not about to, I ain't about to get all into that. But then it was just like, the person in me, it wouldn't be able to sit right, because like, what if there's somebody back there? What if, because usually when you hear anything about a rug, there's usually something in the middle of it, in that rug. But they said, oh, it was nothing on that rug, and I'm like, okay, why do I feel like it was more than that? But it was something that was going on in the world, so y'all needed to go ahead and have some kind of distraction to me, because I said no cadaver dog is going to sit there from two different companies and sit exactly there, and they both smelled something, and yet y'all say y'all didn't find anything out there. I'm like, yeah, y'all did, but y'all keeping hush about it. But that's what made me think about a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things going on in the world, and they need to keep us distracted. If you ain't hearing about Jaguar Wright, you hearing about P. Diddy. It was like all these other different things is going on. But I was just like, a lot of times it's like, it feel like the world is trying to set us up for something, because they know how to create world panic. They know how to create different things that they know that people are going to focus on, so they can distract you from whatever they got going on over here. But it's just like, all these different changes are coming in, and before, you may not understand why you had to go through the different things you've gone through. Or a lot of times we feel like, I got this, I'm going to overcome this, and all of a sudden you start struggling. But it's just the point, it's okay to struggle, long as you allowing yourself to not give up because of that struggle. There's a lot of times you be wanting to give up on stuff, like, hell with this. I'm putting all I can into this and this, that, and the third, and nothing ain't coming good for me. But something in your soul is like, keep being persistent. I know it may make you doubt yourself or your ability to do whatever, we put in your mind saying it can be possible. Because it is. If God and universe instill this in your mind, saying this could be your life, but they're not telling you how it's going to be that life. I remember I seen a reels, IG reel, when I heard that, like, if God was to tell you everything you had to go through to get to that blessing, you would not do it. You're like, oh, hell no. This is what I got to deal with. And I be, all the different stuff that I go through and stuff like that. It be, I ain't signed up for this. Yes, you did. Well, I said, I wish I could go back to that and be slapping that damn pen right out my, what you doing? This gonna make you lose your damn mind. Don't you sign that paper. Don't be, Look at the fine print you gotta go through. But then there'll be these different times where it's like, when I see the most hellish times in my life, where people just really tried to rip me apart, and it was like, I stood my ground. I ain't let my boundaries down. I allowed myself to not be so available for people that pick and choose when they choose to want to deal with me. Like, oh, you start seeing it. It's a habit. These different people, when they don't need you or they feel like they got enough off your energy or whatever, oh, they discard you, feel like there ain't nothing else. And then now these different things is taking place or whatever. Now they're seeing, oh, okay, you had to go through this. Before we were kind of like stuck in limbo, feeling sorry for ourselves. There's a lot of times that we place that victim mentality on ourselves. And it's like, even though when you were targeted, your character was targeted, your mindset was targeted, your ambition was targeted, and your damn potential was truly targeted. Because the devil feels like if that person is that damn powerful to be able to do this, you're going to place a dent in the whole program, to where it's going to be, it's just like, how is myself within myself going to change the mind of billions of people? You just don't understand. It only takes one. It only takes two. And when you start pushing out these different things that so many people can freaking relate to, you want something so bad, and it's like this point where you feel like you can taste it. You're becoming a whole new version of yourself, but also allowing yourself to love the shadow side of yourself too. You have to be able to love that whole side of you, the ratchet, raggedy self side where you just really went through some mess. That gentleness within yourself, that compassion within yourself. You have to love yourself on all seasons, even when you feel like you're failing season. It only just shows you how you can get back up. The only failure is not to try. You never want to live in regret, because a lot of times, different times will get heavy for me. And it's just like, let me take a break before I totally cut myself off of what I deserve. Let me just take a pause for myself. I'm pouring into other people's cups. Now I gotta, pause for the cause, and now I'm pouring into myself. I had to really allow myself to accept a lot of things that I just didn't want to accept. It is what it is. As long as I'm not, I had to be at that point where, I can look back in the day and it will bring tears to my eyes on how I lost myself trying to hold on to people that didn't want to see my worth. Or they see it, they just didn't want to appreciate it. Or, they took advantage of my kindness, or try to play me for stupid. It'd be different ones where I'm just like, you just now fresh out into the world. And you feel like you got everything figured out, like you smart. A lot of times our children be thinking they smarter than us. We were like that when our parents thought we knew every freaking thing, and not realizing we didn't know every freaking thing. We still be grown. I'm almost, 50. And I know I haven't learned everything, and I learn different stuff every single day and appreciate it at the same time. I have my down moments. I have my moments where I felt like, nothing will ever change. It'll be just that. If that's the mindset you keep, yeah, of course it'll be like that. But we have to be able to change that mindset, how we speak to ourselves. It's like, this is only a temporary thing. You going through a lot of stuff right now, and you really have to be gentle with yourself. Even when you're scared and you walking in it's like you walking in darkness, and you being guided in different ways. Even when you want to stop and say, I give up, this is too much, but it will be, give yourself a day or two, and you right back on the saddle again. And you don't understand why, because it's like your soul won't let you quit. You don't know what kind of story your life is unfolding into right now. But if you're going through a lot of mess right now, like a whole bunch of stuff, it seems like people, it's coming from every direction, every level. It just keeps getting intensified. You on this when it's for your glow up season, for your blessing season, because these are the different things the devil do not want coming out for you. There's a lot of people that don't want you acknowledged. They don't want people to see the goodness in you. They so bad trying to, paint up an ugly picture of you because they can't stand the goodness in you. You have something that they don't see within themselves. They have it, but they just choose different ways of projecting it. Usually in deflection, but you're doing a lot of different things where you are being watched, and they're trying to understand. You got folks shook and straight confused. Even when I was telling y'all the other day when we was talking about moving in silence and stuff like that, you've been that person where they figure out, they know you better than you know yourself. And I'll stand again. It was like, and they maybe do. That old excess of you. But that person, it's just like you robbing a house and thinking that you robbing my house and I don't even live there anymore. That's what it is. It's like, you can keep going to that person. That person don't exist, but you can't get that out of me. That person don't exist anymore. I done made peace with that life. Now I'm in the new one. This is the one that went through all the hell and back about 11 times. Got frequent flyer miles, and you got a couple of flights that you got on for free. And got huge, bonus points for it because you done went and came back so much. Playing all up in the fire, don't got soot or not even smell like smoke on that. Now it's at that point where, you starting to see the boundaries you holding up. You're not entertaining the things like you used to. You may take mental notes about it, and you see the shade that's being thrown. A lot of times you got to put, a chair out there for your haters because they can't stand to see you doing good and can't stand to see you blessed. You got to give them a chair and with the shades too. And you have to be able to do that. But you are setting a powerful example for a lot of people, whether you realize it or not. Because you aren't the person that started this journey. Okay? This is where it is showing you the authentic you. You're becoming more authentic. You're becoming more unfiltered. You know, your transition, you ain't watering yourself down or dimming your light for no one. You're not watering yourself down. It was like, oh, if I'm a little bit too strong for your taste, you need to get the hell out of the bar, because my stuff will have you twisted. You know, be like one of those good drinks. But those are the different things that's taking place in your life, so please be gentle with yourself. This is a whole new cycle that you didn't even prepare yourself for. They were preparing you for this for a long time, but you didn't see this coming. There's a lot more that's coming in your life. You don't expect it, and you don't see it coming. So keep believing in yourself, even when it's hard to. Keep believing in yourself. You know, keep saying, you know, life is about to be great for me. I'm overcoming obstacles that I never thought I would overcome. You know, I'm not a product of my situations. Like I said in the last video, you're a victor to overcome them. You know, you're not a part of that anymore. You're just a person that outgrew the old you. And you're supposed to. You're always supposed to upgrade yourself. You're your own walking advertisement. You know. But, you know, it's just like a lot of different things that's coming out in your life that was truly needed. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video, y'all. If you would love to be kind and give a donation towards the channel, Cash App is there. If you want to go ahead and hit me up on email is there as well. I hope you have a blessed, safe week. I don't know why I feel like today's still Sunday when it's actually Monday. And you have a blessed, safe week, and be responsible for everything you do, you know, even through social distancing. Make sure you give out love, light, positivity, words, vibe, frequencies. You just never know. Those things can really take somebody a long way. So, much love. God bless. I say shalom. Namaste. Much love. Peace.